What's up, y'all? This is Black Star from GamingArcadia.com. Catch me on my YouTube, which is youtube.com/theblackstarmovement. Also catch my group YouTube for our group Gaming Arcadia, which is youtube.com/Gaming Arcadia. We go over all kinds of gaming stuff in general. Mine is more fighting game based, specifically for VF, so check that out. And here I am with part 3 of Movelist Breakdown. You know, last part was about the P button, so all kinds of punch button stuff. So high punch, low punch. Ooh, let me set this off. But yo, it's like high punch, low punch, 3P, high punch, low punch, 3P, 4P, and all the options and stuff like that, right? This is just the K button today. So K, 1K, 3K, 3KK, you know, so on and so forth, right? So going to go over all that, and I'm going to start with actual K button, so just K by itself. So we got K, also known as a vertical hook kick. K button is a pretty good move by itself, mainly because it's 14 frames, so it's really fast for a kick. 14 frames, that's as fast as their elbow. So, and let me go over frames before I go over the actual uses. So on guard it's what? Oops, wrong move. -6, which is like kind of bad because you're in Nitaku, but at the same time, you can cancel in the other parts of her strings. So you got KP, or if you have a read on somebody, if they try to duck or 2P you, you can do KK. But of course it's bad on block. But you have options though. So on block, it's pretty bad, but at the same time on normal hit it's -2, which is also pretty bad. It's not bad, but it means you get nothing out of it. But the real use of the move is on counter hit. Yeah, on counter hit you get launch, and on the launch you get follow 1KGK combo. I think it works on most everybody, but not completely everybody. Like I don't think it works on the heavyweights, and I definitely don't think it'll work on Taka. Like I think they can both, like those guys can tech out of it. Like it won't be guaranteed. But yeah, you got K button, and basically use it as the evade punish. Well, there's 2 uses for it actually. One is evade punish, because it's half circular, and her, like most of her other good half circulars, they cover her chest area or her front area. So if they try to evade toward her face, like they'll get caught, they'll get launched. Yo, the Vincent move toward the screen. I'm having them move toward the screen, right? Yeah, they'll get caught and counted by the K. And of course you can combo and all that good stuff. So that's the use of the move, but at the same time, this is not the most optimal use of the move. Like the most optimal use of the move. Well, let me go into the second reason you use the move. The second reason you use the move is since it's so fast, you can use it for like basic VF strategies. Like for example, if I do a punch, which is +2, right? And I know they're gonna attack. I know they're gonna try and abari. I can use K. Oops. There we go. Launch for free. And that's basically the 2 uses for the move. But at the same time, like I have to say this, like I never use K by itself, to be honest. Like it's an okay move by itself, but really the most optimal use of the move for this purpose is use KP. And the reason why, I'll show you right now. Alright, KP. Next move. KP is high kick straight. KP is by far one of Sarah's most important attacks, period. Like people will literally hate you for this move. If you use it right, people hate you. Why? Because like I said before, it starts up in 14 frames, so it's really fast. And on hit is what? I just did it, I missed it. I think it's +3 or something like that. Yeah, +3. So you can get kind of sort of mixed up. They can fuzzy out of it, but you know, at least it's, you know, you get something out of it. You get positive frames. On block it's -3, so you can fuzzy under it. Yeah, you can also cancel it to forward slide, though you probably usually never want to do that. I shouldn't say never, but you don't want to do it often because it's kind of slow. But it's still pretty good though. Alright, So the real reason you want to use this move is for, just like with regular K, you want to use it on counter hit. But the difference is with K, you get like what, around the 3rd life damage guaranteed. With KP, you get almost half life depending on the weight of the character. So on lightweights and super lightweights, you can get near 100 damage. For like everybody else and under, you get about 80 or 70 depending on their weight class. For Taka, I think you get like 80, which is ridiculous for a super heavyweight like him. So, you know, basically you get half life for catching an evade or catching a barring. That's ridiculous. Like normally, like that kind of damage is reserved for wall combos. Yeah, as you can see here, I do around a little over 100 or whatever. 120, which is a significant amount, but that's because it was counter hit. But with KP on counter hit, you get the same, you get nearly the same damage on mid screen, which is ridiculous. No, like not many other characters, if any, gets that much damage mid screen. So that's why that move is important. And let me go over again. The main 2 uses of this move is A, the catch evade. Yep, that's A, and then B, the catch counter hit. Catch counter hit, the catch a Bari. As you can see, she's attacking from negative. I got +2, so I get the free KP. So basically, if you can make good baits on your opponent, if you condition your opponent really well and force them to do Abari attacks or try to evade when they really shouldn't be, and you read it, you can catch them with a KP and take up to half life depending on what character they're using. Okay, the cons about this move is that, you know, it's a high and the punch is linear, so the second attack you can let me go ahead and record something. As you can see, it's punishable. And because it's a high, it can be 2P like really easily too. Those are the 2 counters for it. So, but that's KP in a nutshell. It's very awesome. Oh yeah, I forgot. You can cancel in the forward slide too if you want to do a mix up against somebody who's blocking too much, or if they block. Yeah, let me try it over here. Yeah, if they actually see, if you can goad your opponent to try and attack you after this, those first 2 attacks, like they get tired of seeing KP and counter hit, and like they want to try and punish you for it. Like you can goad them into, you know, getting hit with a Sabaki by going into forward to backslide transition. So yeah, let me show you. I want to try elbow right here, bam. Yo, instant Sabaki. And off that Sabaki, I can get a counter hit elbow, a counter hit P plus K, and that'll be, I don't know, like 80 damage or something like that. So, you know, you don't get that you don't get that off very often, but when it does, it's like really cool, really satisfying. So, you know, that's another little attack that you can use for it. But yeah, that's KP. And let me go to the 3rd variation of K, which is KK. That's double thrust kick. That right there, KK. Like basically, this move is counter hit bait. Yeah, like the frames tell it all how it's supposed to be used. You do KK. Yeah, it's -15. It's punishable. So. Yeah, as you can see, punishable. Then you can go to Oki. Yep, so you don't want to use it too often because you can get blown up pretty easy. Even though a lot of people I've seen lately haven't caught it. you know, sooner or later they're gonna catch on. If they see it enough, they're gonna punish you for free. So you want to use it all the time. But how it works is like it's basically just counter hit bait. If you do a lot of K or something like that, and you think they're gonna try to attack you afterward, especially if they're gonna try and 2P you. I think you can delay this move. Yeah, you can delay it somewhat. Basically, you can catch them with a free counter hit. But the thing is, you get +1, which is like almost negligible. So you don't get really that much reward for the move. So again, another reason why you don't want to use it too often. But at the same time, you know, it's an option whenever you need to use it. So it's a little mix up here and there. Alright, so that's KK. It's really bad on block. Get no reward on hit. Get very little reward on counter hit, so don't use it often, but it's there if you ever need it. So on to the next move, and it's While Rising K, also known as Rising Knee. This move. This is kind of an iconic move. I remember seeing Sarah doing this for the first time in VF2. It's a really floating knee. It's more like a shoryuken, pretty much. So yeah, it's a 16 frame move that has initial low profile frames due to the fact that you have to duck. This is while rising K. So while you're rising from crouch to standing, you press K and then bam, come out with it. You know, it gives you a knockdown, but at the same time, you can get like a little combo damage off it. Actually, maybe you can't. Well, if you can't, then you know, it makes the move even less useful. So, but it's rarely used. You'll ever see it used in a match, and for good reason. And the only time you'll ever really use it is like off a knockdown. Like, you know, see how she gets up off the ground. She might use it then. But other than that, no, it's not very useful. But at the same time, you know, oh yeah, I should say that it's very punishable on block too. Yeah, minus 16 on block, as you can see. So that's launch punishable with Surface Smash Cannon for Sarah, and launch punishable by, you know, other characters as well. So definitely don't want to be pulling that out for no reason. But for the sake of completion, I'm gonna go over the different variations of While Rising K or Rising Knee. So yeah, While Rising KK, which is Rising Knee double. Of course, as you can see on hit, it knocks down. On counter hit, it knocks down. So it does the exact same thing. And the only thing you can get out of this move for your troubles, because it's still punishable. The thing about it, this move is slightly less punishable, as you probably saw already. Instead of minus 16, it's minus 13, which is still PK punishable, or you know, 3 PK punishable, or in her case, you can punish it with 4 KK. So it's still not a good of a move, and then you don't get any reward out of it. So yeah, don't use this move either. And the last variation is While Rising K delay K, and that's Rising Knee combo. As you can see, basically it's just another variation to where you mix up your opponent. It's like, okay, bam, I came out with Rising Knee, oh snap, what I should do, they blocked. Then you want to choose like a mix up to force your opponent to figure out how to punish you. If you do this and you know it's blocked, come up with a decision real quickly of how you want to end, like when you're getting ready to fall or whatever. Do you want to do While Rising Knee, knee double, While Rising Knee, and that's it, and it's minus 16, or While Rising Knee and then delay if you think they're going to try and punish the first attack. You know, that's basically what this is for. It's just to add a little mix-up variation. But it's minus 17 on block, which makes it even more launch punishable. So, because Sarah can use her 1K against that. So, again, bad idea, low reward. Don't ever want to use it. So don't use it. Alright. That's out the way. Let me go to 1K. 1K is another infamous attack of hers. Is Dragon Smash Cannon. It's her, more or less her standard launcher. Yeah, it's one of her prime launchers from normal stance. Her others are, of course, KP from Counter Hit and 2PKK Serpent Smash Cannon. And of course, that's one of her main ones. And it leads to one of the biggest damage combos, to some of the biggest damage combos that Sarah has. So, as you can see, it's about 80. Yeah. And that does about 84. So, a pretty big damage, you know, just like any other launcher. So, it kind of does. You know, so it functions as a launcher. The only thing is it's 17 frames, which is about standard, which is not great. It's still kind of slow, but at the same time, it's useful. The problem with this move is, and I have to mention that there is a problem. And before I get into that, let me go over the frames. On guard, it's minus 15, so it's punishable. Don't use it all the time. It's also the animation is very lengthy, as you can see, so if they try to evade you, they can punish you. And I think they can punish you up to like minus 16 or something, to 16 frame launcher or something like that. Maybe even bigger, I don't know. So don't get evaded. Don't get punished. You don't want to use this move all the time and get blown up. Okay, on hit and on counter hit, they both launch you, but there's a caveat that you should think about. And that has everything to do with whether they're standing or crouching on normal hit. See, of course this move is mid, right? So it'll hit crouchers. But the thing is, if they're crouching, some combos won't work, as you can see here. So you kind of have to hit check what state they're in, whether they're standing or crouching when you first hit them. Which is really hard and really annoying to do. Especially considering the fact that this move is already 17 frames, which is kind of slow. So, with this fact, it's kind of like impractical to use unless it's off a counter hit. And on counter hit, you see it launches them high. The highest out of all. Whether standing or crouching, they'll launch in the same height for counter hit. So this is basically a counter hit only tool. Well, not only, but that's the main time you want to use it. So that alone makes this not her best launcher. It kind of hurts it. It's kind of like a nerf or something like that. But at the same time, it's still pretty useful, especially against lightweight characters. And especially against the super lightweight characters like Eileen. Like, you can get huge damage with that. But, yeah, basically that's it. More often than not, like I'm beginning to use Serpent Smash Cannon. So because you can get around the same damage. That's 2P plus K, by the way, Serpent Smash Cannon. So rather than this, I'll just use Serpent. I get nearly the same damage in most cases except this case. Well, I should say against heavier opponents, like those in the heavyweight classes like Wolf and Jeffrey, or the light heavyweight classes like Akira and John and Jackie. You know, like the damage level will even out between Serpent Smash Cannon and Dragon Smash Cannon. So in those matchups, I'll use Serpent Smash Cannon more. But you know, 1K is still pretty good, still pretty useful, and yeah, there you go with that. Alright, on to the next move. It's 2K. 2K is standard 2K. It's low. Low attacks are really hard to see in VF. So basically they're like free hits. You know, it's really hard to react to something like that in the middle of a match. So you just get free 12 damage. But as you can see, like other standard lows in Virtua Fighter, like lows really have really bad frames. Like for example, this is -6 on hit. So you're more or less already in Nitaku, even though you kind of not because you're already in crouch position. But still, you don't want to use this all the time because you get blown up. But yeah, it's -6 on block. No, it's -6 on hit. On block, it's -14, I believe. If you actually block, come on. Oh, it's -15. So yeah, you can get hit by a lot of stuff with that. So it's pretty punishable on block, on hit. On normal hit, you get kind of sort of put in the reverse Nitaku, and on counter hit, you know, we get the counter hit. It's 0. So basically you get nothing as a reward, but it's still good to use every now and then as a mix up. It's like every now and then I might do, you know, peak guard cancel K into 2K to see what they do, see how they react. You know, if they realize what they got hit with, usually it's pretty late, so I can backdash out the way or evade or something like that. Or a lot of times they'll get scared because they got hit with a low out of nowhere, and you know, I can just like elbow them or poke them free in, or even just throw them. Yeah, I'll use it every now and then to test somebody's reactions and stuff like that. But more often, like this is VF, you're gonna use that low at the end of the round when your opponent has like no life left. That's a great time to throw in a low. It's like more or less not a Hail Mary choice, but it's that high risk, high reward choice at the end of the round. And that's basically how I use 2K. Yeah. By the way, excuse me if I sound a little tired, it's kind of late. So, but yeah, on to the next move. 3K. 3K is basically a long range poke. It's a mid, and it's pretty good for its purpose as a poke, a long range poke. But you know, it does little else. The frames aren't very good, if I'm not mistaken. On hit, on block is -5, so it's fuzzyable. On hit, you get nothing. It's -1. So people can call you out on that in a bar. But at the same time, you have follow-ups too, or a follow-up if you want to try your luck. So yeah, on normal hit is -1, so you get nothing out of that. On counter hit, it's +6, so it's Nitaku. It's 16 frames, so you can use it in a reasonably good space to, you know, fish for counter hits and then go for Nitaku afterward. You know, so on and so forth. But at the same time, it's so slow and it's so big, you know, and the frames are like kind of bad as far as reward wise. Like you don't want to use it too often. And if you see this animation, it's kind of long, so again, somebody can evade it and punish you. So yep, it's 12 frame punish. $13 frame punish. 14 frame punish. Yeah, so on and so forth. You can probably get up to like -15 frame punish on that. So lengthy animation, don't want to use it all the time. Alright, but that said, you have a variation of it. It's 3KK. It's jackknife kick. And basically this is just a counter hit tool. Yeah, on block. No, on normal hit you get -3, so it looks like they're crumpled and like you have a lot of frame advantage, but it's not really true. They recover before you do. 3 frames before you do. So they can mash out even after they get hit. So not a big reward for getting hit. Yo, where's block? Yo, on guard, here we go. It's pretty bad on guard. Anytime you see a kick, like 2 kicks in a row, because she has different moves that do that. Anytime you see 2 kicks in a row, it's -15. And this is no exception. So she can get punished pretty badly for that. But how you use this move is counter hit bait. So basically, if you try poking with this and you say you want to attack back with like an elbow or even a throw as well, you know. I'm like, okay, I'm throwing this, I'm fishing with this move, and I see you want to try and attack back, right? So next time, I'm gonna counter hit you. Free knee taco then. They're forced at that situation. They're forced to choose between a mid and a throw. So. And that's how that works, pretty much. It's counter hit bait. Not to be used too often, but every now and then, like, you can catch somebody by surprise and get, you know, some good damage off of it, or some good guesses at least. So, alright, on to 4K. 4K is one of her most important attacks. Like, you need to be able to use this. 4K is switch kick. It's one of her many moves. One of her, several moves that give her frame advantage on block. As you can see, it's +4. And this is the best you can ask for on block. +4 on block is really good for Flamingo. Because that means, in most cases, except when you're fighting against like Leon or Pi, who has 11 frame jabs, you can get a mid, her Flamingo 6K for free, her knee. So you can poke with this, and this will beat a lot of different stuff. This will beat, you know, high punch Abari. Yeah, let me go ahead and go an example. This will be high punch Abari. For every character that's not Pi or Leon or somebody with 11 frame jab, it'll beat it out. It'll beat elbow. It'll beat pretty much everything that they can do. So that's the main use. That's the main use for the move. It's like a really somewhat easy way to get into Flamingo, and then do a mix up from there. That's 4K. You're gonna be using this a lot too. The thing about it is it's 17 frames, so it's kind of slow. So it's like you gotta find situations to like get it off. And it's basically you just want to see when your opponent's gonna just sit there and block and not move. You're like, or if they're gonna crouch, because on crouch is even better. Even if you're guarding on crouch, it's a mid, so it's gonna stagger them. Yeah, that's free damage right there. So if they like the guard, that's a move to kind of get them to stand up. If they'll let you get it off. Yeah, on hit is -6 into Flamingo. So you can get a lot more attacks off free. So okay. So it's +6, and what does she got for free? She get flip kick for free, which you don't ever want to do unless it's in the round. You can do this move for free. 3K, that's a crumple move. Because it's 17 frames on hit, you're -6 or you're +6. So this crumple kick will ideally turn into an 11 frame move, which nobody can beat except under extreme circumstances. So on hit, this is awesome, and on counter hit, it's even more awesome. It's almost awesome as it when they're crouching or whatever. So yeah, it's +10, so really good. And also the thing about this move is like the further you're away from your opponent, the more frame advantage you get. So if I hit her with the tip of her toe, it's added frame advantage. So it's 13, right? So you know, 3P is free. You know, K is free. See the combo counter go up. 2-hit combo. Normally you can't do that from here. As you can see from that space, if you space it correctly, yeah, you can get a lot of stuff for free. So yeah, that's basically using the move. You want to find as many excuses because Sarah's kind of weak against block and she's kind of weak against crouch. So you know, when you see they're getting that off on you, like they're blocking a lot of your attacks, you know, say you're in the middle of a match or something like that, and they're like blocking a lot of your attacks, and you're like, oh snap, what should I do? They're blocking everything, man. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, oh yeah. just blocking everything. It's annoying. What am I gonna do? You know, just get yourself in the framing edge like that. Force them to make a choice. So that's a great time to use it. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention was for a 3KK. Let me go back to that real quick. You can cancel it into Flamingo stance. And that's an awesome use for the move. Like, you won't be able to get it off all the time, but when you can, yo, this creates a free Flamingo mix-up for those who like to, you know, be defensive or feeling pressured at a time. So you don't want to use it all the time. It can be punished, but at the same time, it's really good fake out. So instead of this, which is punish them on block, you can just like have them force the block and mix them up. Alright, so that's 3KK. Yeah, it's 3KKG. Alright, I just did 4K. Alright, what's next on the list? Oh yeah, 4K. Sharp Sword. So this right here is Sharp Sword, 4K. Look at the execution frame. 13 freaking frames. 13 frames. That's fast for a kick. And this is a pretty long range kick. So, and it is a half circular too, so. A great time to use this move because it's so fast is like right when the round starts. Just do that. And if they don't throw a regular punch, they're gonna get counter hit. It's awesome. So at the same time, it's like not, you know, like a super rewarding move by itself. So it's not like you're gonna be using it all the time. First of all, it puts you back turn. So, you know, people can try to retaliate, but at the same time, if they try to retaliate, you can use back dash or you can use crouch dash to move like pretty far back. So for example, I mean, even if you're in their face and try to do it, and it's blocked, you can just dash out the way. If I can actually dash, there we go. Yeah, and that can mess people up. You know, especially if they do a big move, you can whiff punish them. You know, try like different shenanigans like that. So that's a good use of the move, but at the same time, you know, you're not gonna be using it very often because, you know, like I said, the uses for the move is like as a round opener. Believe it, you know. Yeah, basically as a round opener, and also, you know. Yeah, let me go over the frames real quick. Yeah, +1 on hit. Counter hit, I think it's +3. Yeah, +3, so you really don't get much like reward, especially from back turn. There's like really not much you're gonna do with +3, but at the same time, something is there. Well, more than likely, what you're gonna be doing is, you know, you're gonna use this move as a round starter, or basically if it's like a keep out move. So, you know, it's like a get away from me move. So if you're like kind of spaced out and then you're like, you want to, you know, feeling kind of defensive, you don't want the opponent in your face because they're winning in guesses and stuff like that, and you're afraid they're gonna dash up at you with an attack or something like that, you can use this move. Like, get away from me, get off, back up. And that's basically the other use of the move. But like I said, you wouldn't normally use it by itself. Well, you can use it by itself, but you wouldn't always use it by yourself. Most of the time what you would use it with is with her string variations. And that's, she only has one variation, and that's 4KK, or 4KK. Still fast, 13 frames startup for the initial hit. The 2 hits combo, even on normal hit. And the second hit is EX high. So what that means is, like, if they guard the first hit and they try to 2P the second hit, or yeah, pretty much 2P the second hit, they're gonna get crushed. Now they can duck the second hit if they don't press a button, but if they do any type of low attack against that EX high, they're gonna get crushed. And they can go in for a technical combo. Yep. And that's basically a useful move. I think it's delayable, but not by much. So like it's almost like barely noticeable. So you won't be tricking any opponents as far as like, you know, holding your attack back very often with this. So, but that's what it's used for, counter hit bait. But even on block, it's pretty good, and I think it pushes back if I'm not mistaken. There you go. Yeah, on -5, yeah, pushes back. So again, another good keep away move. Get off me move. So if you want somebody to back up off you, yo, 4-4 KK is pretty good for that purpose. Back up. Okay, it's 4-4 KK, and last thing about this move is that you can guard cancel it. So, you know, if you struck, you know, a little bit of fear and, you know, letting people know about, you know, this move is available, watch out for that second kick, you don't want to get hit by it, you can leave them blocking that second hit, expecting the second kick to come. But instead of like doing the second kick, you just cancel into, you know, flamingo stance for a free mix-up. So it's a pretty decent way to do it from mid-range. You can't be punished, but at the same time, they have to know it's coming. You have to be pretty obvious with it. So it's a pretty good mix-up tool. You should use it. Alright, that being said, on to the next move. Oh, the 4-4 KK is called Sharp Sword Combo, by the way, if anybody cares. Alright, on the next move is 6K. 6K is Quick Knee. Basically, this is a poke move. Yeah, it's basically kind of a mid-range, short to mid-range poking attack. Another thing about this move is like, I mean, on block it's -5, so you can crouch dash fuzzy. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna set my opponent to either do a throw or a mid. Like normally in knee toxic situations, I have to respect one or the other. I have to make a choice between one or two. It's 50-50. But at -5, I can duck under it with crouch dash fuzzy. I can duck under the throw, and if she ever does a mid, yeah, it's on mid. If she ever does a mid, I can get up and block the mid in time. There we go. As you can see right there. So it's pretty safe poke on block. On hit, you really don't get much, if I'm not mistaken. -2, you don't get anything. So if you catch somebody, if they don't know about the move, you can kind of like fraudulently continue your offense. But if they do know about it, they can attack first. It's like you have to respect that, even on hit. On counter hit, I don't think you get much either. +2. So they can do just regular fuzzy out of it. So again, not a great reward, but you can do something with it. Like if they try to bar out, like mash furiously, then yeah, you can do that. But other than that, you won't get much out of it. So by itself, it's just a poke and that's it. And the only reason you want to use the poke is just to test your opponent's reactions. You know, see what they do. Are they gonna attack out of this? Are they gonna like try and invade? Are they gonna do nothing and wait a little longer? Are they gonna backdash? You can just look for your opponent, see what they're gonna do about it. The good thing about this move is that it has variations. The variations aren't that great, but they're variations, so you can do some kind of mix-up to continue your offense. The first variation is KP, or 6KP. 6KP is Quick Knee Punch. Quick Knee Punch is delayable, as you can see. And the only reason you want to delay anything is to bait a counter hit. So you can +7. So this move is pretty awesome on counter hit. Move is pretty awesome. As you can see, +7. So free mid throw mix up. So yeah, you want to use that. That's the main reason. That's pretty much the main use for the move, to bait counter hit. on on hit. I don't know if you get anything. Yeah, +3. Yeah, it's not bad. You can keep going. So yeah, you can keep pressing buttons. Yeah, on counter hit, you saw what happens on counter hit, on minus, on block. I don't know if I did block already, but I'll do it again anyway. Yeah, -3. So you can do regular fuzzy if your opponent tries to attack you. So yeah, it's pretty good. The only big con about this move is that it's linear. And the second attack is high. So like KP, it's pretty much the same deal, except it's not high, it's mid-high. It also doesn't track very well either. Forgot to mention that KP, it's the same deal, it doesn't track very well. So in other words, if you evade the first hit, a lot of times in Final Showdown, the second hit will track if you try to attack. But tracking is like non-existent for this move. So it's easily punished by, you know, up to launch class. But you can also, if they want to feel safer about it, they can do 2P for the second hit. Woo. There we go. So that's the danger of the move. But at the same time, there's also a variation. I added variation to that. So you can do 6 KP into forward slide. So if you feel a little like lucky or whatever, or feeling a little like, you know, aggressive, and your opponent is like respecting you too hard, you can just keep going. Press more buttons. Yeah, they're gonna let you press buttons. Yeah, just keep going. Not something you want to do like all the time or even that much at all, but it's an option, and it can be a good option under the right conditions. Alright, that's 6KP. Next is 6KK. KK is quick knee and toe kick. That's the name of the move, quick knee and toe kick. This move has one specific use. As you can see, you get almost nothing on hit, on normal hit. On block, it's terrible. Well, not terrible, but it's pretty bad. It's -8, so it's knee taku. It's a reverse knee taku. You have, if your opponent decides to attack immediately, you have to deal with a 50-50 mix-up between mid and throw. So, and of course, that's never a position you want to really be in. So it's really bad. How you'd want to use this move is as counter hit bait. Specifically as counter hit bait. It's the only reason you use this move. As you can see, on counter hit, my opponent is at +8. So, you know, that's huge. Normally it's knee taku, but at the same time, the bad thing about this move is that in comparison to KP, which gives you +7 and knee taku, this move, 6KK on counter hit, pushes your opponent back really far, like half a screen away, just about, and you can't even reach him. You have to dash up, which loses your, you know, totally throws away your frame advantage. So +8 means nothing. If you have to dash, you just gave away your +8. It means nothing. That means you can still do a mid throw mix up on that situation, but just know that your opponent can evade too. They can evade, and they can do evade, crouch dash, cancel, or whatever. So yeah, they can use that. Oh yeah, the main reason you use this move is counter hit bait when your opponent's back is near a wall. You know, unlike this KP on counter hit, which just bounces off the wall, if you do 6KK counter hit off the wall, they're staggered. And of course, if they're staggered on the wall, you have the opportunity to, if they don't shake out of it, do a wall combo. So, That's pretty much why you use the move. I wonder if it's guaranteed. I don't know. Let's test it out. The great thing about training mode here. Oops. Stagger recovery. Nah, I set it to fastest. Fastest is like almost inhumanly possible. Or yeah, not humanly possible. Yeah, most people you see, even the good players, aren't gonna shake out that fast unless they absolutely know they're gonna get hit. And even then, they probably won't get it that quickly. But this will show you what's absolutely guaranteed. And let's see, 17 frames is not guaranteed. Wow, 12 frames is not guaranteed? Come on. Apparently not. So throw is guaranteed at least. But more often than not, you know, it's good to know like that launch is not absolutely guaranteed, but you know, more often than not, they're not going to shake out of it quickly enough, so just count on the fact that you're going to get launched. Just remember the fact that if you ever had a chance to play like Fudo or something like that, they just might shake out of it, maybe. But even then, it's not very likely. But you know, that's pretty much when you'll use the move, right there, right then and there. For counter hit, when their opponent's back is near the wall. And that does it for 6KK. Next up is everybody's favorite move. You heard it right. Everybody's favorite move, and you're about to see, and you'll know instantly what I'm talking about. And that's 7K. Flip kick. Also known in some circles as the rip kick. But yeah, this move is probably Sarah's most, or the Bryant's in general, most famous move. This move is also almost never ever a good idea to use, except under very specific circumstances. And the reason why is, look at that frame count on the bottom in orange, minus 27. That means that this is blocked. Your opponent can do just about anything in their entire move list to punish you. It's pretty terrible. In fact, it's probably, quite possibly, the worst, the most punishable move in the entire game. And as a matter of fact, hers is probably the worst, unlike Jackie's, because if you play Jackie and you do flip kick, his has pushback on block. So you can't punish him with just anything. If it's a short range move, like it will whiff him. Like you won't reach him. But with Sarah, there is no pushback. You're right there. You have to accept. You know, it's just anything that comes your way. So whatever you do, don't do this move ever. Almost ever. Don't do this move unless you know what you're doing. And if you don't know if you know what you're doing or not, if you even have to ask that question, then you should never use this move. Just forget it even exists. Don't ever use it, period. Alright, that being said, let me go into actual uses of the move. Like on normal hit, well, first of all I should say this, it's 14 freaking frame execution. 14 frames. So you can play the VF game with this. Yeah, so, you know, yeah, we're going back and forth. I'm guarding, he's guarding, and I slip in a high punch for +2. I know they're gonna attack. I can do 14 frame flip kick, and bam. Playing a VF game, I win. It'll beat elbow too. So that's the use of the move. It's like basically a Shoryuken. It's as close to the Shoryuken as you're gonna get in VF. So when you're gonna use a Shoryuken in VF, and in this case, it depends on the frames. And because their block frames is so bad, not to mention it's super evadable for just as bad. So you can be block punished like terribly. You can be evade punished terribly. So you know this move is just basically a YOLO Hail Mary last ditch effort move for whatever reason to get the win. So you know if life is low and your opponent is almost dead, and you think they're gonna flinch, you just absolutely know they're gonna flinch and read, and you're like, let me try everything just to make sure, just like a huge move, bam, just do a flip kick. I mean, even in that case, like, there is better moves to do. Like, you can just do elbow if their life is that low, or you can use 3PK, or you can use something else more than likely. But at the same time, it's like that wouldn't be too bad of an option at that case. Even better time to use it is, yeah, let me keep it on. Yeah, if your opponent's back is at the edge of the ring, like, it will wall splat. Matter of fact, you can go for a full combo. Whoa. Normally that combo works, but I don't know what the heck is going on. There we go. There's your full combo right there. That works on normal hit or counter hit. I think the wall splat is the same. And now, actually, this is not even a wall splat, it's a wall slump. You see her back slump toward the ground. And there's a difference because it depends on what combo you can do. Oh, it is kind of different. So for counter hit, you get wall splat, the short version. But it ends up the same. And you get around 100 damage. So you want to use it, the better way to use it is like near a wall, and especially if it's a ring out. Like I said, in the round, YOLO, like their back is near the edge of the ring, you want to come with a surprise attack, 14 frame flip kick. If it's an open ring and they can get rung out, then you'll get a free win basically. It's high risk, high reward in that situation. Any other time is like almost never worth it to use. Also, other thing about this move is on half level walls, if you hit them at the right angle, like, they'll go over the wall and get a ring out there too, and that'd be another good time to use it. But that doesn't happen very often, and even then there are probably better moves to use. But that's how you use flip kick. And if you don't know what you're doing, don't ever use it. Just don't use it. Just forget it exists. Alright, that's done with. Let me get to 8K. 8K is, okay, 7K with somersaults. Let me get back to the little screen. 8K is this right here, Feather Scarecrow. This is also another method to get into Flamingo. And the frames are pretty good. That's the main reason you use this move, because no matter if it's block, hit, or counter hit, if it makes contact, you're in positive frames. So, as you can see, +2 on block, +6 on hit. Oops, there we go, +6 on hit, which means, this is free. Yeah, that's free. That's free. And what I mean free is, like, you can try it and, like, either they can block or, like, they can't mash out of it. Either they have to block or evade or something. So they can't hit you out of the move. It's +6. So, +6 is pretty good. And on counter it's +10, which is even better. And oh yeah, just like with 4K, and this goes with any move really, but it makes more sense with the moves that are positive frames on block. But the further you are, the more likely you're gonna have frame advantage, like greater frame advantage. Like from this distance, I'll get +12, which makes 3PK free. It'll make K free if I can actually do it. Yeah, okay. So long story short, you space it right, you get added frame advantage, but it's really hard with this move, so don't count on it. Also, another thing about this move is that it's pretty slow. 17 frame startup. And it's also got a lengthy animation, so it's punishable if it's evaded. so watch out for that. It'll probably be punishable up to like 15, 16 frames, so you don't want to get sidestepped in this. So, you know, on it, you know, with that in mind, you're not gonna get it off on its own a whole lot. Oh yeah, another thing that should be thought of is that it's a low crush. Like, she can hop over low punches, she can hop over low attacks with this one. But the caveat is that, especially for low punch, she has to be in positive frames. If I do elbow, guard cancel into AK, it doesn't work. Oh wow, it works. I guess you don't have to be in positive. You have to be at least -2, which is pretty good. I might use this poke more into that. That's useful. As you can see, it staggers on crouching opponents, even if it's counter hit. So what does that mean? Like, that depends on whether your opponent can shake out of the attack. If they can shake out of the stagger, that means, well, let me start this. If they can't shake out of the stagger, that means you can get a free launcher. Now, if they can shake out of the stagger, let me go ahead and set it to shake out. Oh wow, is it still guaranteed? What? Yo, never mind. Yo, launch is guaranteed. If you hit AK into stagger, so yeah, remember that. It's awesome. It's pretty good. I'm gonna use it more often now. So yeah, that's the main function of AK. And by itself, it's really hard to get off. And you won't catch very many lows, if any at all, just doing this. So what you want to do is you want to combine it with PK, you know, punch, kick, guard. So you want to do this fake, and then like, you know, test your opponent out, see what they do, and then like go on AK. Yeah, so that's how you commonly see me use this move. But also just like punch, and then just like if it's guarded, just go straight to AK. That's all you gotta do. Free launcher. Why not? If they're not gonna evade. And that's it for 8K. Other attack is 9K. So we're getting close to the end. There's only a few more left. 9K is that full spin heel kick. Oh, I messed that up. Right here. This move is, first of all, it's slow. It's really slow. It's 20 frames. So you can kind of sort of see it from a mile away. At the same time, on normal hit and launches, on counter hit, it does the same exact launch, if I'm not mistaken. So you can do 1 kg combos at 1 kgk combos afterward. Now, in you know, but on block, it's punishable. Yeah, let me go ahead and go to high punch on block. It's -13, so it's PK punishable. And you know, up to 13, it's punishable up to 13 frames. So under normal circumstances, because it's so slow and because it's punishable, you don't want to be using this often. Like in the middle of a match, it's like you're just not gonna use it. It's too slow. But it's really good for specialized situations. And the main situation to use it for is for Okizeme. Yeah, we have him roll. So, for example, the thing about his moves is like, okay, Most attacks in the game, you know, they're active frames. Okay, yeah, for frames, right? So I'm getting the frames. So frames are measured. The animation of an attack, or you know, for those who don't know, are measured in frames. And a frame basically is 1/60th of a second. You know, it's the fastest animation that can be performed, you know, more or less, in this game. And so, you know, each attack is measured by frames. And of course, you have your guard, you have your, and then for animation of an attack, it's divided into 3 distinct areas. There's your startup animation, which is before the attack makes contact. The active animation, or active frames, which is the amount of time when the animation actually makes contact with your opponent. And then you have your recovery, which is the amount of time to go back into normal stance of where she is now. The thing about most moves is for most attacks, their active frames range around like 2 to like 4 or 5 active frames. It's mostly like around 3 active frames, so it's not very much time. This move has 9 active frames. I think this is the most in the game. 9 active frames. Now you might be saying, like, what's the big deal? Who cares? What that means is, yeah, let me time it like more quickly. There we go. Like if you have your opponent knocked down, okay, like since you have more active frames, it makes it easier to clash and attack. And that's basically how Okizeme works in this game. It's like what you want to do is like you want to take a powerful attack that does like over 20 damage, because what is it? Rising kick, whether it's mid or low, they both do 20 damage. So you want to do something over 20 damage. Like this damage is 22. So it would be good for Okizeme. If I can time it correctly, yeah, I can crush their attack because it does more damage. But the thing about this is 1K plus G, I forget how many active frames, but it's not 9, it's significantly less. So it's harder to actually time the clash. But with 9K, with full spin heel kick, I have 9 active frames, so it makes it much easier to force a clash on a wake up attack. So it's really easy to time. So in other words, when it comes to Okizeme, like I kind of don't have to think about it. If I want to use this move, I just do it. And the other thing about this move is that, let's see, if they decide to block instead of attack, depending on the situation, I might be able to take off recovery frames and make it safe. You know, I gotta remember this move is usually minus 13 on block. But if I time it right, you know, I take off recovery frames. As you can see, you know, this move is normally plus 13 or minus 13, but I shaved it down to minus 10. There's situations to where I've got it to minus 6. Let me see if I can recreate that. I'm gonna try. No guarantees though. Let me see for in place. Let me take it off guard. I kind of need on guard. No, that's not gonna work. I don't want to do a whole lot of testing on this video, but just trust me when I say if you find the right setup, and that's the key, you gotta find the right setup. You can make it to where the 9K is totally safe on Oki. So you know that means you have an Okizeme tool that'll crush all wake up, and that's safe on block. And you know that can just allow you to continue pressure your opponent. So So that's what 9K is for mainly. You want to use it for Oki's aiming. I don't know if you even use it for anything else. Oh yeah, there is one more use for it. No, the other use for it is to counter certain counters. Like for example, most counter attacks, like they don't, like for example, a person's mid kick counter for like Pi or Akira or something like that. Like they'll counter like regular mid kicks, but as you can see, regular mid kicks involve 1 foot. 9K is double foot, so it'll actually crush that. It'll crush like a lot of people's counters. Like if Aoi goes to her annoying yin yang stance, like this will crush it because it's double foot. So that's the other use of the move. And yeah, we're winding down. I think this is the last move to go over. And that's 7, 8, or 9K. No, this is the second last. And basically this is just a standard jumping attack. So if you just basically want to mess with somebody's head, or you want to cover some distance because her foot is quite, or her legs are quite long, when she wants them to be, you just throw this move out. It's -4, so of course on block it's fuzzyable. Let's see, on blocking, on hitting, on normal hit and counter hit, it's a knockdown, but of course it's tackable. But then you can play your little keys in the games or whatever. So yeah, that's basically how you use the move. You know, if you just want to throw something out and just be crazy or something like that, or if you absolutely know they're gonna do a low and you want to try and get a ring out, or wall mounts, or wall split, I should say. You can try your luck with that. Is it half circular? Nope, it's linear. Alright, on to last move, which is, let's see. Oh, the jump kick was Leap Savate. That's the name of it. The last move is Leap Low Spin Kick. And that's move right here. This move right here. And it's just basically a jumping sweep. It's a fake. See, the good thing about this is it's full circular. Like, Jackie has the same thing, but his is only half circular. So you can actually evade toward his back, I think. Something like that. But hers is full circular. So you have to like pay attention and guard it, or you know, you have to deal with it some way or another. The only thing bad about this move is that it's, you know, launch punchable on block, as you can see, -16. So you don't want to throw it out there often. But yeah, if you catch them, yeah, if they don't tech, and get 1 KGK. If they do tech, you can go into a positive frame attack and continue your offense. And basically, that's how it works. And yeah, don't use it that often. And that's all I got for K attacks. That's pretty much it. Oh, there's actually one more. I forgot. 66K. I'm surprised I didn't write it down. So 66K is Stiletto. I love the name. This move right here, it's probably our longest range attack. And it's basically just a poke. And it's a get off me poke. As you can see, I get minor frame advantage on hit. On counter hit, I get somewhat significant frame advantage. +8. But again, I'm too far away, so I have to dash forward to make contact, which gets rid of my frame advantage. So you can do, you know, crouch dash fuzzy to avoid, you know, all options or whatever, or just fuzzy. You know, you just give them more options if you dash up to get out of whatever you're gonna do next. But still, you know, it's frame advantage and it's big pushback. So if you want to manipulate like where your opponent is on screen, you can use that. Now I think it pushes back on block too. Let's test it out. Yeah, it pushed back somewhat. So it's a pretty good pressure tool. The only thing about it is it's -8. So you don't want to be in somebody's face doing this. That's free knee taco, even if it's pushback. Well, it's not knee taco, but it's heavy. This heavy frame disadvantage, and you really don't want that. People can blow that up if they want to. And then even worse is that it's ridiculously punishable on evade. They can launch you. Look at that animation. It's pretty long, so they can launch punish you. So just don't try them. You don't want to spam this move. You get blown up. So how you use this move? What is it good for? Like I said, it's a long range poke. It's a get off me move, and also it causes wall stagger on hit or counter hit. So it's a little more risky way to do it since it's so like launch punishable, but at the same time that's what it's good for. And yeah, that's it. That covers it. Yeah, that covers it. There's nothing else. That's all I got for tonight. Pretty late. I get tired. But yeah, thanks to you for watching. Let me go ahead and sign off. I appreciate the help, or the viewership, I should say. And just check out my next videos. It's kind of late. Excuse me if I sound tired. It's like what, 2 in the morning, 2:30, and I'm calling it a night. But look out for my next video. That's gonna be on the P+K button. So these attacks. Whoa, not that attack, but these attacks I'm gonna be doing next. So look out for that. It's coming soon. Alright, so catch y'all later. Appreciate it.